Alright guys, what's going on? So we're going to be starting a new series here where we basically talk about a UFC fighter, how their career has gone this far, what they can do to improve, who I think they should fight next, etc, etc, etc. So, starting things off, we're going to be using one of my favorite fighters in the bantamweight division, actually my favorite fighter in the bantamweight division, Cody No Love Garbrandt. So, Cody No Love is interesting because um in just about a month's time, he's going to be 31 years old, which is absolutely crazy to me because I don't remember him being 30, but um, nonetheless, yeah, he's about to be 30. So just think, it was almost 6 years ago that he beat Dominic Cruz to become the UFC Bantamweight champion, but nonetheless, Cody Garbrandt's about to be 31. So he has mostly been a bantamweight for his entire career. He tried flyweight, didn't go too well for him, but let's take a look at his career and kind of just see what's been going on for Cody. So, taking a look back, obviously he had a great start to his UFC career, which led up to the title fight with Dominic Cruz, December 30th, 2016. So, this was at UFC 207, 5 round fight for the UFC Bantamweight Championship fight of the night, and Cody Garbrandt absolutely dominated, put on an instant classic performance. In my opinion, one of the best performances in a UFC title fight. I think in terms of ranking a performance in a UFC title fight, I think it's right up there. I think Conor McGregor, obviously, against Eddie Alvarez, has to be number one. I think McGregor just completely outshined Eddie Alvarez, but Cody Garbrandt's up there. Cody Garbrandt made Dominic Cruz look like an amateur. This was at a time where um, Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz seemed untouchable. He seemed unhittable. He seemed unstoppable. Dominic Cruz was just on a completely other different level than everyone else. Cody came in there, dropped him, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times, I think. Was dancing on him, taunting on him, took him down. Dominic had no answer to that fight. So Cody obviously wins that fight. I'm very happy for that. One of the all-time classic performances for Cody Garbrandt. It goes downhill from there. November 4th, 2017, so almost a year later. This was at UFC 217, the return of Georges St. Pierre, but this was obviously the co main event. Fought former best friend, now rival, TJ Dillashaw. Obviously, we know the story, what happened with TJ, left Team Alpha Male. So, what happened was TJ Dillashaw came in and he had lost the title to Dominic Cruz, who was just coming back from surgery. So, Cody has the title. TJ's the challenger. Makes perfect sense. These guys are, like I said, former best friends. TJ goes in there, knocks him out, gives Cody the first loss of his professional MMA career. So he's now 11-1 at this point. So then, August 4th, 2018, he gets a rematch against TJ Dillashaw, which makes sense. Cody did drop TJ in that first fight. I think TJ was actually saved by the bell in round one. If you guys want to go back and watch that, um, I believe that it might have been the second fight, but I think it was the first fight that Cody would have stopped TJ if it wasn't for that bell. But nonetheless, no excuses. Cody lost. Anyway, UFC 227. He fights TJ Dillashaw again. Again, gets reckless. First round knockout. Loss. So he's now 11-2 at this point. I think the problem is with these two fights with Cody. Obviously, just all the emotion. He couldn't keep his emotions in check. Talked a lot of shit about TJ leaving Team Alpha Male, etc., etc. And he just went in there with no game plan really. It was just swanging and banging, as Derek Lewis would say, but just no realistic game plan for TJ. He didn't make any adjustments for the second fight. Just went in there with his head down, his hands down, just kind of tried to swing for the fences, and that doesn't work for Cody. And we're gonna find out because March 2nd, 2019, he fought Pedro. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. I'm not even gonna try because I'm gonna butcher it. At UFC 235, And again, he lost by TKO in round number 1. Fight of the night, dropped Pedro, but again, lost by TKO, round 1 again. So it's like, what's going on with Cody Garbrandt at this point? 3 straight losses, all by knockout. Um, Cody's looking like he's lost a step here. And again, in that Pedro fight, just came in with his hands down, was just swinging for the fences, swinging for the knockout. Cody's chin, we all know it's not the best. So it's it's tough to say what's going to happen with that. But then he comes in June 6th, 2020. So this was a year later. Cody, I think, took some time off just to kind of get I think he had surgery. If I do believe, I think he had surgery. He was off for a while, and then was training for his comeback at UFC 250 against Rafael Sunsao. I hope I pronounced that right. Second round, 4 minutes and 59 seconds on the clock. He knocks him out. Performance of the night, KO of the night. Cody Garbrandt almost KO. I think he might have won KO of the year. I don't remember, but absolutely unreal one punch knockout. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, you got to go back and watch it. Absolutely insane knockout. People are saying, "Man, Cody Garbrandt's back," and I'm thinking to myself, it was a nice knockout. Don't get me wrong, but again, he just put all his power into one shot. You know, as, as a primary boxer, you can't just put all power shots. You gotta set those up, right? And I feel like Cody doesn't do well at setting up. He Don't get me wrong, Cody's power and his especially his striking speed is absolutely unbelievable. TJ Dillashaw, again, Cody's biggest rival at this point, came out literally yesterday, June what's today? June, yeah, came out June 1st, which was yesterday, came out and said Cody Garbrandt is the fastest person I've ever sparred or fought in my life. Cody's speed is top notch. It's something we probably haven't seen before in the bantamweight division. But he doesn't put all the tools together. He just goes in and just throws with all power. Doesn't set shots up. Just again keeps his hands down. It's frustrating because if he actually came in there with a game plan, I feel like Cody could have been one of the greatest bantamweights that the UFC has ever seen. Obviously, he's the UFC. He was the UFC bantamweight champion. Don't get me wrong, that's a big deal because that's a very short list of people, a very legendary list. You got Dominic Cruz, you got T.J. Dillashaw, you got Cody Garbrandt, you got Henry Cejudo. So, a very legendary list. But at the same point, he never defended the title. So, I don't know. I feel like with fans of Cody, we'll get to his last 2 fights in a minute, but I feel like fans of Cody, they can't expect the Cody that beat Dominic Cruz anymore. I don't want to say he's a one-hit wonder because, again, he's had a victory since then, but with the same points, I feel like people are unrealistic when it comes to expectations for Cody Garbrandt because they come in there and they expect him to put on a class performance, the dance and knock people down and knock them out. That's just not who Cody Garbrandt is anymore. So it's tough to say, but anyway, he beat Rafael Sunsao KO of the night of the year in my opinion. Then he goes in and he fights Rob Font. This was almost a year later again. This is May 22nd, 2021. He went to a 5-round decision. It was pretty one-sided. I think Cody did have some moments in that fight, but for the most part, I don't think he could handle the size of Rob Font. So Rob Font was able to get that done. Pretty one-sided loss. Again, Cody did have some moments in the fight, but it was pretty one-sided. So that was a little bit of a setback for Cody. Loses to Rob Font. Decides, you know what? Let me try my hand. Let me go down to the UFC flyweight division. Now the UFC flyweight division doesn't have a lot of good fighters. Has Figueiredo, Moreno, but other than that, not a whole lot of talent down there. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Cody could probably get this done. Be a 2-division champion. That's a very short list of people. So I'm thinking to myself, Good thinking, Cody. So he goes against Kai Kara France. And I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck is that guy? No, but I took a look at him. I thought Cody was going to beat this guy easily. He comes in, and Cody loses his flyweight debut in round one, TKO. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, are you serious again? And again, it was the same thing. Cody came in with his hands down, and he just gets stopped in round one again. In his past four losses, three of them have been round one knockout. So of his five losses in his UFC career, four of them have been by knockout, three in the first round. So it's frustrating for sure. Being a fan of Cody Garbrandt, I'm never gonna stop being a fan of Cody Garbrandt. He's an unbelievable person. Um, he's just an unbelievable role model for sure. Um, obviously has a son, who he cares about deeply. So I'm very respectful of that. Wants to make money for his son, wants to care for his son. I absolutely appreciate that. But looking at Cody Garbrandt, I think the best is obviously over for Cody again. Like I said, he's about to turn 31, which is absolutely insane to me. Does he have time to change things and go back on a career trajectory upward? Yeah, of course he does. He's 31. Like he's got time to turn this ship around. It's just does he want to? And I think for him, in order to do that, I think the problem with Cody is Team Alpha Male. Now, again, Cody's a very loyal guy, so will he ever leave Team Alpha Male? Probably not. Realistically, he's probably never going to. Um, but he needs a new change of scenery. He needs a new game plan. He can't just keep going in there and trying to knock people out with power shots. Like TJ said in his interview yesterday, Cody's the fastest man I've ever sparred, but he's also got some wrestling. Why does he never use his wrestling? And TJ was saying yesterday, if he just mixed some stuff in, if he mixed in his wrestling, he wouldn't be having these problems against these boxers, against these kickboxers. So it's frustrating because when you look at it, Cody's only win of the past 6 years came 2 years ago. And it was a round one KO or round two KO, excuse me. Um, but other than that, he has lost 5 of his last 6, and we don't really know what's going to be next for him. I do believe he's fighting again. He's fighting again soon. I just can't remember who he's fighting against. See if I can find it here. I know he's fighting against somebody. Yeah, July 9th. He's fighting Rennie. Yeah. Submission specialist. So we'll see how that goes for him.
All right, coming up next, it's a bantamweight title fight between TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. So here's the #1 bantamweight contender making his way to the octagon. Gotta be some nerves here as he gets set to compete for the UFC bantamweight title. No denying he deserves to be there. He's got the requisite win streak, he's got the finishes, he's got the popularity, the fan support. Now he needs the championship performance. We'll see if he has what it takes to unseat the incumbent. successfully defended the title, and that is the goal in front of him yet again tonight. The UFC's bantamweight champion of the world. And not only does he believe he is the best right now, he believes he is the best 135-pound fighter of all time. If you want to be in that class, tonight, certainly one this young man has got to have. Our tale of the tape for this bantamweight championship fight. Garbrandt is 29. Dillashaw is 34. Garbrandt is 2 inches taller. Dillashaw will have a 5-inch reach advantage. Now for the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Mergliata. And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record of 12 wins, 5 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Sacramento, California, presenting the challenger, Cody Garbrandt. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 18 wins, 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, presenting, waiting, defending, undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the World, TJ Dillashaw!
This is for the UFC Championship. I want you to do your commands at all times, protect yourself at all times, and let's clean safe fight. Touch gloves, back to forward,
You ready? You ready?
All right, here we go. The hype gives way to the action here and now. TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt, Act 3. This is not fabricated friction. This is genuine bad blood. They don't like each other. We'll see if Garbrandt can keep the emotions out of it tonight.
It started all the way back when they were both young fighters down that Team Alpha Mill. Both training together is where the friction started to happen. Now they're at fight number 3. TJ Dillashaw is up 2 as we head into this 3rd meeting. Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Very nice leg kick there by Garbrandt.
Oh, what a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish this fight.
Oh, he's got that right hand going tonight, DC. Connected with it there.
He's thrown so many left jabs to throw that right punch straight down the pipe. It's unreal.
Oh! Dillashaw gets caught with that punch. Gotta shore up the defense here.
Nice leg kick.
Oh, big left. Just over 3 minutes to go now.
Oh, John, that was so nice. What a beautiful takedown.
Well, you know he's comfortable fighting off his back. Pretty good work with the strikes here off of his back by Dillashaw. Oh, so an interesting decision there as he decides to stand up and relinquish the dominant position. 25 total strikes have now landed for Cody Garbrandt. Man, is he timing his shots well here tonight, DC. It's hard to recall him being this accurate in the past.
I mean, he is so sharp. And not only is he accurate, He's also keeping very busy. Look at the turnover in that kick.
Oh, tagged him with that right hand. What a strike that was.
What a strike that he is landing over and over again. His opponent will need to make some adjustments.
Try to establish that jab.
Oh, man, look at that. Picture perfect. Got to the leg, got to his position, got another beautiful takedown.
Oh, he's back up again. You gotta like that. Trying to establish that jab once again.
Look at the angle of that nice body kick. What a punch.
Garbrandt's knee attempt here looked like a good one, but it gets blocked.
Dig and kick.
Mixes it up nicely in terms of staying heavy and also staying active. And that one certainly found the target. Round 2 forthcoming. TJ Dillashaw and Cody No Love Garbrandt. And he comes through with a big knee. Effective punch there by Cody Garbrandt. So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Garbrandt gets tagged with a kick now. Let's see if he can rally.
Yeah, he's mixing it all up.
And they separate. Nice 1-2 combination there. Just unable to quite find that range. Oh! Well, one got through. That kick was blocked. Well, Garbrandt's boxing looks sharp tonight, DC. You know, his uncle Robert Meese in the corner has got to like what he's seeing out of his nephew tonight.
Big punch land. Ooh.
And they separate.
Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Ooh. Big knee lands there.
That knee hurt him.
Big knee. Oh, he might be out. Oh!
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Oh, his opponent squirming like a fish out of water now. The ground and pound is on point. This could very well be the beginning of the end.
This could be the beginning of the end. We've seen some really good ground and pound fighters. This young man is as good as any you've ever seen.
All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. All right, half guard position here. We'll see what he can do with it. A lot of weapons at his disposal from this dominant position.
Oh, man. I feel for
that's rare, yeah.
This is the most dominant position. In he's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Dillashaw goes for the clinch here. Looks like he's trying to recover. He was stunned a little bit earlier. Let's see if he can get a respite here.
Oh!
So the unofficial number's 104. Total strikes have landed for Cody Garbrandt, landing with 58% accuracy against TJ Dillashaw. Oh, continuing to work the body to great effect. And he connects there with a punch, so pretty good striking display by him thus far.
He throws everything so straight and so accurate. Man, great job finding a way out, finding an escape to get back to your feet.
Looked like he might have landed there. Instead, a swing and a miss by Dillashaw. He's got a serious right punch, and he went to it effectively there.
It is his money shot, and he will continue to throw it until he finds a knockout.
All right, here we go with this third round of this championship fight. Pinpoint accuracy on that kick.
No wind-up, no tell, just a brutal kick. You can really limit the mobility of your opponent with those leg kicks. Nice looping punch.
Oh, he got absolutely... Whoa!
He's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him.
All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Back to the feet now. All right, the unofficial numbers, 121 total strikes have now landed for Cody Garbrandt. And in terms of the accuracy, they're landing at a 58% clip against TJ Dillashaw. It's the elbow there. Well, he's staying pretty effective here, fighting off of his back. Nice strike landed there by the bottom by Dillashaw. All right, he's sort of hanging out here unguarded, DC. Not sure if he's trying to bait him in or what, but not great body language here. Gets up again here, but hurting. All right, looks like he's got a couple hooks in here, DC, and defensively, you better be careful. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. All right, north-south position here. We'll see if the crowd can be mature about this, DC. I love watching this guy move on the ground. Another nice transition there.
Such a high-level grappler. You don't see that very often.
Oh, nice job working hard, posting, and getting back up. Well, this is exactly... Oh!
Look at that. He's in trouble. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful shot to end the fight right there. It couldn't have landed much more flush than it did, and I'm not even sure the opponent saw it coming, quite frankly. So, near perfect execution on the strike that ultimately results in the KO here tonight. And there is our UFC Bantamweight champion, proving tonight that he can get it done with style points. A big knockout to leave with the belt tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliata has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 28 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by